Good morning, class 10. Today in science subject, this chapter number 2, pressure. And just before the this pressure chapter, I have also told you about the many ideas. And under the pressure chapter, you have also studies about the different types of pressure. Then after liquid pressure, atmospheric pressure, and that atmospheric pressure depends on different factor. Liquid pressure depends on different factor. After learning that, you have also studied the properties of the liquid pressure, that is called the character of liquid pressure or consequences of the liquid pressure. After learning all, I have also told you about the Pascal's here, and you have also learned about this Pascal's law. Here is, and just before I have told you about the Pascal's law, is when pressure is exerted at any point on a liquid enclosed in the closed vessel, which is transmitted equally in all the direction. This is the Pascal's law. After knowing the Pascal's law, we also know that this Pascal's law is very useful in our daily life. That is also called the application of the Pascal's law. And today I teach you about this application of Pascal's law here. Means what are the application? Application means here uses. Means what are the uses of the Pascal's law in our daily life? About this matter today I teach you. And here I have also written here, this Pascal's law tells that if pressure at any point in a liquid is changed, there will be equal change in the pressure at other points in the liquid. Means this is the statement of the Pascal's law, and that I have already performed you. When pressure is exerted at any point on a liquid enclosed in the vessel, that pressure is transmitted equally in the all direction. This is the statement of the Pascal's law. Then after this Pascal's law is used for many purposes in our daily life, that I have also shown you here, and I have also written this application here. Means what are the application of Pascal's law? Application means used here. Here it is used in the different types of the machine, as like hydraulic press. This Pascal's law is used to make hydraulic press. Hydraulic press means here used to make bales of cotton. Bales of cotton means that is bundle of the cotton. You have also seen cotton is very lighter. If you want to buy 10 kg of cotton, that is too much in the volume, but when pressed in the hydraulic press, here it becomes a small bundle, that is called bale. Here is used to make the bales of cotton. Here is. It is the main use of this hydraulic press. In the same way, after knowing this, we come to know in second number hydraulic brake. This hydraulic brake is used in the four-wheeler. Four-wheelers means vehicles in which four wheels are used, more than four wheels like bus, jeep, truck, tractor, etc. All these are called the four-wheelers. This one means that vehicles having four wheels and more than the four wheels. All they are the four-wheelers, they are heavy vehicles. In such vehicles, these hydraulic brakes are used. This hydraulic brake also based on the Pascal's law here. After knowing this, we come to know about this third one. This is the hydraulic garage. This hydraulic garage means you have also seen the garage of motorbike, vehicles, bus, jeep, truck, etc. Then you also know that this lighter vehicle should be lifted for repairing, for washing, etc. At that time, this hydraulic press is also used in the hydraulic garage. Here is This hydraulic garage is used to lift the light vehicles. This light vehicles means that jeeps, etc. In such types of the lighter vehicles are used for lifting in the garage. Here is hydraulic garage. Then after this fourth one is hydraulic crane. You have also seen the hydraulic crane. It is too strong, too big, and this crane is also made on the basis of this Pascal's law, and it is used to lift heavy loads. Heavy loads means very big loads. Sometimes we also know that if heavy loads should be loaded or unloaded on the truck, at a time this hydraulic crane should be used. Sometimes you have also seen that on the roads, in the road accident, that bus, jeep, truck, tanker, etc. when get the accident and fall down just both side of the below the roads or mountain, there this hydraulic crane should be used to take out that heavy vehicles from that down portion because it is too strong. Means by applying less effort in the hydraulic crane, very heavy load can be lifted. Means such types of the very complex machine also based on this Pascal's law. In this way, we can say that this Pascal's law is used in our daily life widely. It is most essential. And again, I tell you somewhat about this hydraulic press. Generally, it is mostly used in the cotton industries, means plywood industries, plywood industries, and where that these lighter particles are pressed and to make somewhat heavier particles like the plywood, this cotton bales, all you have seen there, this hydraulic press is used. Means all these are the application of Pascal's law, means use of Pascal's law. After knowing this Pascal's law and its application in our daily life, we come to know about the other matter of this principle of hydraulic machine here. This is the hydraulic press, hydraulic machine. Means what is the principle of hydraulic machine here? It is simple machine which works under the principle of Pascal's law and converts a small force into the large force. This is called the principle of hydraulic machine. It means by applying less effort on the hydraulic machine, very hard works or heavy load can be lifted, or that small force is converted into the large force. That is called the principle of hydraulic machine. And after this, I teach you about this hydraulic machine, how it works and how it multiplies the force, why it is called force multiplier. Just now I teach you after this one. After knowing about this hydraulic machine, we also say this hydraulic machine, hydraulic press is also called force multiplier. Why it is called force multiplier, how it is force multiplier, and how can it multiply the force. About this matter you know now. And here I draw the diagram. All of you look this. In this way you can also make one diagram. This one. All of you look it clearly. Means this is the vessel, two vessel, and we have to also write here. Suppose the two vessels having cross sectional area A1 and A2. Here cross section area, here is A1 and here is A2. Full stop. A1 is narrower and B. A1 is narrower and A2 is wider. This one. Here the two vessels. One is narrower and other is wider. Now both vessels are connected. Both vessels are connected with a very thin, narrow pipe. Here, pipe. This is the narrow pipe that is also connected, and this pipe is also connected with a small snout. A small snout is also set in the pipe. This pipe. Now it is just open now here. In both the vessel, narrow vessel and the wider vessel, this liquid is filled up to here. If we fill the liquid into it, you see here what happened. It means when liquid is filled here, means it maintains its level in the both vessel. This is the narrower, thinner vessel, and this is the wider vessel. Both maintain its level here. Then after here liquid means here water is filled into the both vessels up to certain height. Means up to the certain height that liquid is filled into it. Then after here we apply or set the piston. Here one piston is used here. Look now. This piston having cross sectional area A1 and force applied, this F1 downward, applied on this piston A1 downward. What happened? Pressure exerted, this P1. This pressure exerted at piston P1 here when the force F1 is acted upon, when the force F1 is acted upon the piston having cross-sectional areas A1, the pressure exerted at this, the pressure exerted on it, this P1 is equal to F1 by A1. Means how much pressure is exerted on this piston P1? P1 is equal to F1 by A1. F1 means force acting downward and A1 means cross-sectional area of this piston. According to Pascal's law, we also know that when pressure is exerted on it, then after this pressure is transmitted equally in all direction, like this, in this way. This pressure is transmitted equally And here is also another piston having the large areas. This one. This is A2 and here is F2. Means F2 acting here and pressure is the P2. This force acting upward. In this way, all of you look here in the diagram. In this way, that force is exerted here. This upward force exerted on it, like this. Here I have also shown the here this pressure exerted upward. This arrow shows the upward pressure. After knowing this, we write here according to Pascal's law. The pressure exerted by piston P1. The pressure is exerted by piston P1 is transmitted equally in all directions. Now pressure exerted on piston P2. Now pressure exerted on the piston P2. This pressure P2 is equal to F2 by E2. Here we know that how much pressure is exerted on the piston P2. That is P2 is equal to F2 by E2. This is equation 2. This happened according to the Pascal's law. Again you listen here. When pressure is exerted by piston P1 on this liquid, how much pressure is applied or acted on this liquid? This pressure is equally transmitted throughout the liquid and acted upward on this piston P2. Here you are also looking this one. Therefore, this P1 is equal to P2. This happened according to the Pascal's law. According to the Pascal's law. This one. Here P1 is equal to P2 now. We can also write this one. P1 is equal to F1 by A1 in equation 1 and here P2 is equal to F2 by A2. Here P2 is equal to F2 by A2. Then after you can also write here this F2 by F1 is equal to A2 by A1. Here is A2 by A1. Means by doing the cross multiplication we can also write this. If we convert it, we can also write this F1 by A1. Here F2 by F1 is equal to A2 by A1. In this way you can write this one. Here mainly we have to find the force. This force acting here upward. What amount of force is acting here? Or here we have to find this F2. This F2 is equal to A2 by A1 into F1. This means when a small force is applied here on the small piston, this force is supplied throughout the liquid and also applied on the larger piston upward, which is multiplied. Means more force applied on the larger piston. Here showing that. Therefore, this F2 is equal to A2 by A1 into F1. This equation 3 means force is multiplied there. And here we can also write that this F2 is greater than F1 as A2 is greater than A1. It means that force is multiplied here. Due to this reason, this hydraulic machine, this one, is called force multiplier. Therefore, the hydraulic machine is called force multiplier. In this way, this hydraulic machine multiplies the force and it is very useful in our daily life. And just before I have taught you the different application of the Pascal's law, there in this way this Pascal's law is used, because when a small force is applied, that small force is converted into large force. For that I have also shown you here, and you can really understand about this matter. How does this hydraulic machine multiply the force? Why it is called the force multiplier? You can easily know now, and it is somewhat longer. You try to understand it clearly. After knowing the application of the Pascal's law and hydraulic machine, which is called the force multiplier, by applying the less support, more amount of force is multiplied. That is known by means of the Pascal's law and hydraulic machine. These are Pascal's law and like the hydraulic machine, which is also used to make hydraulic garage lift. Means in the hydraulic garage lift, how that Pascal's law is used. Here is one model of this hydraulic garage lift. This one means you can also make this one. Here is the vessel now. Here is 1, 2, 3. All these are the vessels and are connected each other. In the first vessel here, this is called the reservoir, means water is kept into it. When water is kept into it, then after these three vessels are also connected with the valve. Here first a smaller cylinder is connected with the reservoir with the valve A. This one is this valve A. Here you are seeing. Then after this larger cylinder and this smaller cylinder is also connected with other valve that is called B. This is a B valve now. Here you are looking at. After doing this, in the small cylinder, that small piston, this piston is set and it is connected with the lever. Here you are also seeing that this is the lever now. Connected with the smaller piston here. And on the larger cylinder here, this is the large cylinder, this one. On the larger cylinder, you see that this large piston is also used. This is the large piston. On this large piston, one platform, you are looking here. This is the platform which is flat. This is also used like this. And on this platform, that lighter vehicles, this car, that jeep, etc. is also kept here. Where kept? It is in the plane now. At first it is here. Means at a significant height, there it can easily climb out it. When keeping on the lift of this garage lift here, then after the person who works in the garage there or to wash that car, means that person who works in it, here is lever. It also just pull the lever upward. When this lever is pulled upward very gently, by applying the less support here, we see that this piston goes downward. Here it. This piston goes downward, means apply the force. This downward force is applied here. In this way, this force is acting downward And when this force is acting downward, pressure is acting downward, it transmitted equally in all the direction. Due to this, the valve A closed. Here is. So when it is pulled up, it pulls down, valve A close and valve B opens. Here this valve opens. When this valve B opens, what happens? This force is transmitted here and in this way equally here. In this way, this force pressure is acting upward. It means more force is applied on the piston, larger piston, and due to this car or vehicles which is kept on the platform can easily be lifted here, and it is easy to wash the below parts. It is easy to just fasten the knot, rusted knot bolt, etc. It can be easily repaired by lifting this car in this way. So by conducting this lever, means applying the least support on the lever by the mechanics, by the washerman, etc., that person can easily use this lift. And generally, this lift is also used in the garage of the vehicle. That is why it is also called the hydraulic garage lift. Mainly, this garage lift is used in the garage to lift the lighter vehicle and to wash the vehicle and to also open the different parts just below the vehicles. So it is very easy. Simple person can also use this by applying the less support. That is why this is used in the garage, and it is also called the hydraulic garage lift because liquid material is used in it. After knowing the hydraulic garage lift here, in the same way, I also teach you about the one that is called hydraulic brake. This hydraulic brake is also based on the principle of Pascal's law. Pascal law is also applied on this hydraulic brake here. Hydraulic brake means that brake which is conducted by means of by means of the liquid. That is why it is called hydraulic brake. This hydraulic brake is too strong. Means by applying less support, that very large heavy vehicles can easily stop. Yes, here is also one model of this hydraulic brake and how it is used in the heavy vehicles, means large vehicles now, like bus, jeep, truck, etc. Nowadays, in all that lighter to heavy vehicles, this hydraulic brake is used. Then how is? Means that driver, which is a very small weight person, by applying less support, loaded truck can be also stopped. How? Here you look now. Means this is the rim now. You have also seen the rim of the wheel. That metallic ring-like structure which is inside the wheel, that is called the rim. That you have also seen in bus, jeep, truck, motorbike, etc. There you have seen. Then after this tire is also used like this, and here is this is the tire. Here is not matter of the tire now of this wheel. Here is only matter of this rim matter here. Means between the rim there is also that cylinder, a small cylinder. This small cylinder is connected with a narrower tube. Here is a tube now. This tube is connected with the big cylinder C1. That is also called master cylinder. This cylinder is called master cylinder, and it is connected with the piston here, and this piston is also connected with the lever. This is the lever, and at the top portion of this lever, that pedal is connected. This is the pedal now. In the driver cabin, where driver is sit, then after with the leg, that driver apply a small force on the pedal here. This here means force is applying by the leg, like this. Here is force applied on it. We also know that this master cylinder and this small cylinders are filled with the oil that oil is also called the brake oil. This brake oil, this liquid is filled in the cylinder. Now we just see inside the rim here. This one is called the brake shoes. This one I have written. This brake shoes is also used from both sides. Brake shoes are used here. This is also brake shoes. It is set inside the rim. You can also see the brake shoes and like in the motorbike. In the same way, brake shoes are used inside it. Just inside the rim portion here is. Then after, this is a small cylinder that is also connected with the piston. That piston is called the brake piston here. This brake piston is also used. This one is the brake piston that is used, and this cylinder is here. This cylinder is called slip cylinder. This cylinder now means you are seeing that this small cylinder, this tube, master cylinder, all are filled with the brake oil. This brake oil now. Then after, this piston is connected with the lever, and here is a pedal. Now that most vehicles etc. are moving, and driver has to stop that vehicles with the legs very gently apply the force here. You are seeing that. This means force applied on the pedal by driver of that vehicles. Very gently apply the force on it. What happened? Then after, this piston just press the liquid inside the master cylinder. It means that force is applied and force is transmitted equally in the all direction here. You are seeing it is the direction of force. Now this force comes here. Here is a liquid, that is oil. When that pressure, that force is applied here, this is also somewhat larger area inside it. Means more force is exerted here. That force is outward force, like there. Here is and here is. Means both sides that force is acted, and this force acted on the brake shoes. Here is brake shoes with the direction this one, and here is the this one direction. In this way, that in one direction force applied on the brake shoes, and this brake shoes just resist the rim, means stop the rim, because very large friction produced between the brake shoes and the rim, due to which that will stop. In this way, this hydraulic brake works. It means by applying the less effort on it on the pedal, means that very heavy vehicles which are running, moving on the road can be stopped certainly. In this way, we can say that this hydraulic brake is used in the large vehicle, heavy vehicle, and we say that there is a great application of the Pascal's law in our daily life. And today we will learn about the Pascal's law, its application or significance in our daily life. And next day I will teach you the next topics. Thank you.